This is the Elderclaw, ARK's newest creature coming with Valguero. And if you don't know, this is the new paid dino that is released on Valguero Ascended alongside many other new creatures. But in today's video, I'm just going to be covering how to tame him, his abilities, how to raise one, how to do all kinds of stuff, because this guy actually has quite a bit of abilities and you'd be shocked what this guy can do. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So here is an Elderclaw. This can be found over in the wild, and now I can't really pinpoint down a good spawn location for these guys. They're, for the most part, from what I can tell, they spawn just kind of everywhere. Now, I don't think that they spawn in the aberrant zone. I think it's just mainly on the surface because I haven't been able to find one down there. And for the most part, they're not aggressive unless you're right up on them. Like, as you can see, if you get right up on them, they get pretty angry about you and they will attempt to attack you. And yeah, they do hurt a good bit, so keep your distance from them. But yeah, once you get out of render distance, they're pretty much going to be off of you. So yeah, as long as you're not in their face, they're not going to run after you for the most part. And they don't really have too many major attacks that they're going to use on you. Their main attacks are just the regular melee attack. They have a root thing, which can trap you in a root. So you got to watch out for that one. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to outrun them. Now, I went ahead and tamed a couple of them just to show you guys, you know, everything about him. So here is the Elderclaw. I can just show you him up close. Now, when you first go into his inventory, you'll notice there's this thing, and it is a journeyman floral fur. Now, at first I thought that this was the only, you know, it was the like its saddle in a way, so it only had a 40 armor saddle, until I realized when you start to breed him, it actually goes up. And from what I've seen, it doesn't stop going up. So who knows what the cap is on this, but you can get a pretty significant armor piece on these guys. Now, these guys normally come with a good chunk of health, so he was at about 8k health before I put any levels up to him. He's pretty soaky. He can soak quite a bit. His stamina is pretty decent. Oxygen doesn't really matter. Food doesn't really matter. Weight, he has a good amount of weight. I have not touched that, and I haven't touched melee. So he can harvest pretty much anything. He can harvest berries. He can harvest meat. He can harvest trees. He can harvest literally anything. So he's pretty much like a Therizino, just, you know, doesn't farm as much. So when you first walk onto them, you'll notice that you have these three little icons in the bottom of your screen. If you hold down H on a PC, I don't know what it is for console, you get the bark shield, root burst, and place totem. Then if you see here in the bottom right hand corner, it says I have bee protection. Now, this is from this guy. I'm not entirely sure what this exactly means, but I could imagine it just gives you protection from bees, considering that he's a bear, and most bears can just kind of eat bee honey. I mean, based off of just how bears are in the wild. So yeah, he's pretty cool looking though. I mean, when you look through him, he is fully transparent. You can see straight through him. He's just made full of roots. He's got some mushrooms, vines, and this is the top of him. He's definitely one of the coolest dinos that we have on ARK, and in my opinion, after you watch this video, I will just tell you this now, he is the best paid dino on ARK so far. Figuring out how to use the Elderclaw can be pretty stressful to do since it's a very complex dino. But if this stresses you out, check out Mitra 9. Mitra 9 is a non-alcoholic supplement that quite literally makes you feel good. These drinks give you a high but without the impairment. They have a ton of great flavors, my favorite being root beer. If you're looking for a new drink to replace your coffee in the morning, Mitra is the way to go. Simply go to mitra9.com and use my code OUTCAST for 25% off your entire order. Now, back to the video. Alright, so let's go over a couple just key important little details that you guys need to know. So, to tell the difference between a male and a female, just look at the color. Females have this bluish kind of tone to them, and males are just kind of plain, kind of have a reddish purple kind of tone coming off of them. But yeah, you know, you would expect it to kind of be the opposite, like, you know, blue male, pink, red kind of female. No, it's the complete opposite for these guys. Now, for the most part, I don't think they have different abilities based off of their gender. I don't believe so anyway. They may. I don't know enough info. This literally just came out. I tried to learn everything though about them. So now, one thing was that when you go into their inventory, you can see here you have a Just Core Blossom resource. There's nothing else in here, it's just this main one. And this allows you to adjust a resource based off of what you want to get. Now, I don't think it's different. Yeah, okay, so it's not really any different for them. So it's not like a gacha, you know, how you can get different resources. But I haven't been able to entirely figure this out. I've done quite a bit of just like deep diving and stuff just to even see if there's any other videos on this, and nobody else knows what this is, and they can't even get it to really function. So I may just be not too informed with this, but yeah, but what I've been thinking that it is so there's an ability that they do that basically has this shield around them, and there's these little flowers that pop up. I'll show you that here in a second, and I think that's where you harvest them. Okay, so for the abilities, as you can see here, they actually have a menu with this dino. ARK has been doing that for a lot of the newer dinos, so thankfully we actually know all the abilities. First up, you have melee, which is just left click. This is just your basic melee attack, but it is actually kind of an important one, and you'll be using this pretty much for the most part. Then you have lunge. As you can see, he can lunge a good chunk of distance, but it has a little bit of a cooldown, unfortunately, so you can't go as quick, as you might want. But when you combine this with, a shift run, and then you do it, he can jump a little bit farther. It's nothing too crazy though, but the clearance is a good bit. So if you're trying to jump over a little cliff thing, might help you there. Then we have root burst. Now I'll show you what this does first. As you can see, it leaves out just a giant root area down there. And at first you're like, oh, what does that do? Well, let me go show you what it does. Now this works on any dino, by the way. It's not just small dinos. This can work on things up to the size of a Bronto. It's actually pretty insane. So yeah, here's a Bronto. Let's go up here and use it. So you don't need to be too close, just about right here. And then you hit C. And as you can see, it will literally root a Bronto. It puts this root around the dino for a couple seconds. Then it will aggro him, of course. And yeah, the root burst does have a good chunk of a cooldown, but it's nothing crazy again. Like, I don't know how that missed. That should have hit him. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna try to do it again just to show you. Oh yeah, never mind. There's the cooldown in the bottom. You can use it, and there you go. And then yeah, they get trapped. And for the most part, it's nothing too crazy. Like, yeah, it's cool. It's a little helpful here and there, but it doesn't really do anything too significant. I don't really see it as being a huge upside. It's just kind of a nice little ability that he has. But yeah, nothing crazy with that one. Next up, we have a bark shield. So you have to hold left control, and then you have to hit C. And as you can see, it will put this shield around him. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this does yet, so I'm going to actually test this out in the video. I've set up some turrets over there. I'm going to go try and soak with that in a little bit, just to see if this actually does anything and to see how soaky that this guy actually is. The shield doesn't last too entirely long. It's on him for a good bit, and then it leaves this kind of like residue as you're walking around that actually might just be from the guy. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I think it's just basically an extra shield. If you're getting hit by something, it'll help protect you a little bit better. But I'm going to go test it out on turrets to see how useful that it actually is. And to get it off, you just hit the same button again, and then it will get taken right off. Then we have place totem. And this is the most important feature with this guy. It's actually insane here. So, as you can see, you have to hold left click plus right click, and it will place this totem. Now, you're probably wondering, oh, it's just a nice little healing totem, right? Well, not entirely true, but sort of. It doesn't exactly heal you, but this basically allows for a ability for him to charge up, and I'm not going to spoil it. Let me just show you. So in the bottom right hand corner, you can see this little green spirit totem icon. Now at first I was like, I'm not entirely sure what this does, but after messing around a little bit, when you kill dinos in this range, it actually builds that up. And once that hits 100, he will go up a little bit more. And let me just show you. So here's a raptor. And as you can see, it went up by 2. So when you keep doing this, I'm just going to spawn in a bunch of raptors really quick. And then you go ahead and kill all of these raptors. As you can see, it's already up to 80. It's already up to 90. And then as soon as it goes over 100, it goes up by that 1. Now you can go over here and you can just hold down left control plus hold to detonate it. And you have to hold it down. As you can see, it will detonate and it will turn you into a bigger version of him, which is pretty cool. He is significantly faster. He jumps significantly farther. He's a good size, you might say. However, there's actually one step above this if you don't, if you think, oh, well, it's kind of like nothing crazy. So he's about the size of, I want to say, like this Diplo over here. About the size of that Diplo, right? Pretty big though. He almost doubled in size, significantly right there. So let's go ahead and do it again, and let me show you the true scale that this guy can get. So let's go ahead and place your totem again, and then we're going to spawn a crazy amount of raptors. Okay. Now let's go ahead and charge it up to 200. Almost to 200. We're at 190. And there we go, 200. As you can see, he grew up to that. And as you can see, it actually does not go above 200, unfortunately. But when you go ahead and detonate again by holding left control and then right click. Oh, I think I messed it up. Yeah, all right, I accidentally hit it. You're supposed to hold it. So go ahead and spawn more of them in. Well, I mean, if you're on a server, you're not going to be able to spawn them in. But go ahead and kill some more stuff and then get it built back up to 200. And you have to hold it. Yeah, I kind of messed that up a little bit. So you have to hold right and look at the totem. And as you can see, boom. He builds into this giant, just behemoth of a thing. And actually, he looks to be about the same size. I thought that he grew a little bit bigger. But yeah, he's significantly more stronger and he does a good amount of damage. But he's only like that for about a minute. So he only has about a minute of this. But he is extremely fast. He can kill stuff very, very quickly. And just saying, this is a regular tame. I haven't done anything to it. Oh, I got gassed. I haven't done anything to this guy for stat-wise. I have not leveled anything, and he's this strong. So could you imagine if you can get a breeding line of these things going? Just the sheer amount of damage that one of these things could do. I mean, it's just incredible. So let's go ahead and lunge over this. Uh-oh. All right, so let's see what happens if we lunge over. Nope. Okay, he did not make that. Okay, but yeah, so that is basically all of your abilities right there. But I believe it covered it. Yeah, the totem, the root burst, the shield, the bee protection, which can help you get bee honey a little bit easier. And the only one I'm not entirely sure how to do, again, like I said, is the core blossom. But let me show you what I think it does. So when you go ahead and you place your totem on the ground, as you can see, you're going to have these little flowers around you. I think you have to kill some stuff to have them pop up. But you're going to have these little flowers that pop up here and there. It's not doing it right now. It usually does it, but yeah, it doesn't want to do it, of course, right whenever I got to make the video on it. So yeah, no, there's these little flowers that usually pop up here in the middle that you can see. I should just be playing it on screen for you guys if I can't get this to work. But yeah, so basically it plays the flowers and you can go in and actually pick up these little tiny flowers. And I think that's supposed to give you the resources, but I think it's broken. I mean, I've done a little bit of research from other videos and other people have also said that. So I think it's what it is. I may be wrong. If you can, please correct me in the comments because I would definitely like to know. But that's just the one ability I cannot figure out with this guy. But yeah, again, just to detonate your totem, you just hold and look at it and boom, it's gone just like that. But yeah, that's all of his abilities. Now let me show you how to tame him because taming, well, technically raising, is a little tricky. So to raise one, you have to get a seed from one of these guys and then you have to put it in a crop plot. And as you can see, it even leaves a little glow effect after you're done, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so you have to go find one in the wild. So let's go find one really quick. Okay, so here's one in the wild, as you can see right here. And it doesn't really matter what level, just the higher the level, the better that the seed is. So you'll get a better raised one in a way. So as you can see here, this is I believe, a level 37, not a horrible one. Now you have to go ahead and just kill them. It sounds kind of gruesome, but that's how you raise your own. Once they are dead, you go into their inventory, and as you can see, you will get a wild Elderclaw seed. So yeah, go ahead and take that, and then go back to your base and put it in a crop plot. So as you can see, we're back here in base. Here's your crop plot, and go ahead and place it inside. Now, from what I've learned, you don't need the greenhouse effect. It does not change it at all. From some other comments that I've seen, but tending acquired. So basically it's requiring black pearls. So you have to tend with the seed in order for it to grow. So you have to give it some black pearls. So I have to get black pearls. Okay, so I have to spawn that in because I don't feel like going to get that on its own. Okay, so here is the black pearl. Gave it 1, and now it's tended to. Next tend in 2 seconds. So I have everything sped up by 20 times, so you can kind of do the math on that. My stuff is going relatively quick for 20 times. It needs Ammonite bile. Now I wish I knew what this did because I can't really actually Ammonite bile. Hold on. Can I go up and feed this? I wonder if I could. Will it feed on its own? Just kind of wondering because it's needing the same items that you can harvest from these guys. No, it's not. I don't know. It's a little tricky to figure this out, but I mean, I feel like you would get it from them, but it's just not really seeming to work. All right, so we got our Ammonite bile, tend to that. And then basically it will lose its effectiveness over time if you don't keep giving it these items, which is a little frustrating, I won't lie. But for the sake of this video, I'm not gonna just do it over and over. It's just a little bit too repetitive. So I'll just skip over this and I'll just show you. how fast that these things actually get raised up. So let's do a little slow-mo of this. Okay, so for some reason, it actually has been bugging out when you feed it for some odd reason, like for the tending part of it. Well, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. So I think for your first one that you get, like your first wild one, you have to tend to it for a very, very long time, or it's completely bugged out right now. I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't seem to want to be working for some odd reason. When I bred these two together, it seems to be growing very quickly. I mean, it's already on its second stage. I mean, as you can see, this is stage 2, and this is stage 3. I mean, just like that. It's going very fast. This one is still not growing, so I think you have to keep feeding it through the whole cycle. Very frustrating. And then lastly, this is stage 4. This is how you know that it is fully finished. It'll look like a fertilized egg inside of this little basket. You just walk up and you just press E on it, I believe. Yep, and then you just press harvest right down there. Oh god, he flung out there. And then you go ahead and claim your little baby Elderclaw. As you can see, he's little tiny little thing, literally smaller than that plant. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him all the way out here if he wants to cooperate. Hello, Mr. Elderclaw. All right, there he is. So here's your little baby Elderclaw. He takes a good amount of time to raise up. Alright, and then here's the Elderclaw soaking turrets. So first up we have is the heavy turret. So here's his health first of all, just to show it's about 70-ish thousand. And yeah, so here's his health. So let's go ahead and see how much damage that he takes. So yeah, not really the best for soaking. But I mean, if you gotta soak a couple turrets, I mean, it'll definitely do it for you, but it's just not the best to do, I won't lie. Alright, and then now let's go ahead and test out the tech turret. Again, not the best. It honestly looks to be roughly the same as the heavy turret in my honest opinion. And I forgot to use the shield, so here's it with the shield, but it doesn't make a difference at all pretty much. I mean, it's about the same with the shield. But what do you guys think? I mean, they're okay for soaking. They're just not the best, but who knows? We might be able to like breed their armor up and get it up to like 200 or 300 armor, and then it could soak a significant amount more. So who knows? But yeah, just leave me some feedback down in the comments down below. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully I was able to teach you everything that you needed to know about the Elderclaw, from the abilities and just how to tame. But anyways, thanks for watching.